Hello, dear students. In the previous class, we discussed about the types of treasury management and the advantages of having different types of treasury management, that is centralized and decentralized. Now, today we are going to discuss effects of cash deposits. Effects of cash deficits, and if time permits or if possible, we are also going to discuss methods of improving liquidity. Improving liquidity. If time doesn't permit, we are going to wind up till, or we are going to have a discussion till effect of cash deficits, and methods of improving liquidity we will be going to discuss in the next session. Okay, but if time permits, both topics will be covered in this session only. Now let us uh, start, or let us begin with the effects of cash deficits. Now, before going into the subject, now what happens when we are in short of cash or cash in hand? So probably you may be personally, you might have experienced this situation. Okay, definitely it will create a havoc. But in business, what are the consequences that a firm faces because of cash deficits? Let us have a discussion over this concept. Um, First effect. So what happens when there is a shortage of cash in the firm? So first will impact over its image. That means, so there will be impairment of image. So ನಿಮ್ಮ ಪರ್ಸನಲ್ ಲೈಫ್ ಅನ್ನ ತಗೊಳ್ಳಿ, ಟೇಕ್ ಯುವರ್ ಓನ್ ಪರ್ಸನಲ್ ಲೈಫ್. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಯಾವಾಗ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಹತ್ರ ಹಣ ಇರ್ತದೋ ಫ್ರೆಂಡ್ಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ತುಂಬಾ ಮಂದಿ ಬರ್ತಾರೆ ನಿಮ್ಮೊಟ್ಟಿಗೆ. ಸೊ ಯಾವಾಗ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಹತ್ರ ಹಣ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಹೋಗ್ತದೋ ಅಥವಾ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಹತ್ರ ಹಣನೇ ಇರೋದಿಲ್ವೋ, ಸೊ ಆ ಸಂದರ್ಭದಲ್ಲಿ ಫ್ರೆಂಡ್ಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಆಗ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಆಗ್ತಾರೆ. ನಿಮ್ದೇ ಸರ್ಕಲ್ ಚೇಂಜ್ ಆಗ್ತದೆ, ಫ್ರೆಂಡ್ಸ್ ಸರ್ಕಲ್ ಚೇಂಜ್ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. ಸೊ ಎಕ್ಸೆಪ್ಷನ್ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಬಟ್ ಮೆಜಾರಿಟಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಸೊಸೈಟಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ನಡೀತಿರುವಂತದ್ದು ಅದೇ. Okay, let it be. Now we'll come back to the subject here. Now what happens? First thing is image will get harm. Okay, business image or firm's image will get affected. So that is nothing but impairment of image. When a firm is in short of cash, it decreases or harms or adversely affects the image of the business. How we are going to or able to understand a firm is in deficit? So ಹೇಗೆ ನಮಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗ್ತದೆ? So how to know that firm is in cash crunch or is in cash deficit? How to know? Okay, as if you have fever, what symptoms you are going to get? Suppose ಈಗ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಜ್ವರ ಬರ್ತದೆ, ಜ್ವರ ಬಂದಿದೆ, ಸೊ ಏನ್ ಸಿಂಪ್ಟಮ್ಸ್ ಇರ್ತದೆ? ಮೈ ಬಿಸಿ ಆಗ್ತದೆ, ಓಕೆ, ಬೆವರ್ತದೆ, ಮೈ ಬೆವರ್ತದೆ. ಸೊ ಯಾವಾಗ ಜ್ವರ ಇಳಿದಾಗ, ಬಟ್ ಯೂಶುವಲಿ ಜ್ವರ ಇದ್ದಾಗ ಏನಾದ್ರು ಮೈ ಬಿಸಿ ಆಗಿರ್ತದೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಶೀತ ಬಂದ್ರೆ ನೆಗಡಿ ಆಗ್ತದೆ, ರೈಟ್? ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ COVID-19 ಸಿಂಪ್ಟಮ್ಸ್ ಏನು ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಎಲ್ರಿಗೂ ಗೊತ್ತಿದೆ, ನಾನು ಮತ್ತೆ ಹೇಳ್ಬೇಕಾಗಿಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ದಟ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ವೆನ್ ಯು ಆರ್ ಇಲ್, ಯು ಆರ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಗೆಟ್ ಸರ್ಟನ್ ಸಿಂಪ್ಟಮ್ಸ್. ಸೊ same in that way, when a firm is facing or he is involved in cash trouble, firm is involved in cash trouble, definitely that will be shown, or that will be depicted by certain symptoms or through certain symptoms. Those symptoms could be one of the below that I am going to mention. Now first symptom is a delay in payment. Definitely, when you are having sufficient cash, definitely you are not going to delay in payments. So quick payment you are going to do. But in the case of you are in cash crunch, or if you are having not sufficient cash with you, in that situation definitely you are going to delay in making payments, because you require time to manage cash, or you require time to get cash from somebody else. Okay, so in that situation you are going to make delay in payments. Now here delay in payments with maybe with respect of loan repayment. Okay, ಲೋನ್ ತಗೊಂಡಿದ್ದೀರಿ, ರಿಪೇಮೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ನೀವು ಡಿಲೇ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು. Then this delay in payment may be with respect to salary of the employees. Salary or wages may be delayed. Okay, then creditors payment. So credit purchase ಮಾಡಿರ್ತೀರಿ, ನೀವು ಅದನ್ನ ಪೇಮೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ನೀವೇನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಿ, ಡಿಲೇ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಿ. Now what happens when there is delay in payment? So the consequences or what happens? Effect of delay in payments. Okay, that we are going to discuss now. First thing, so that may have an impact over the financial institutions. Okay, that usually firm usually gets finance from these kind of financial institutions. They may not give new loan. Okay, so that will affect on financial institutions. In what way? Since here the firm is not making loan repayment, the further fresh issue of loan they may not do. Okay, so in that situation they may tighten terms and conditions. Financial institutions, they may tighten terms and conditions, and they may not issue new loans. Then second effect, so there may be employee turnover. Employee turnover. Here see, the salary or payment of wages may not be done in a proper time. That will affect employee turnover. ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಜನ ಬರ್ತಾರೆ ಹೋಗ್ತಾರೆ, ಟರ್ನ್ ಓವರ್ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿರಬಹುದು. ಸೊ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಜನ ಕೆಲಸ ಬಿಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ನೋಡ್ಬೋದು, ಅಥವಾ ಇದ್ರೂ ಕೂಡ ದೇ may not work wholeheartedly. ಸೊ ಒಂದು ಸಣ್ಣ ಒಂದು ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಕೊಡೋದಾದ್ರೆ, ನಾನು ಮೊದಲು ಎಲ್ಲಿ ವರ್ಕ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೆ, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಒಬ್ರು, ನಾನು ಹಾಸ್ಟೆಲ್ ನಿಲ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೆ, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಒಬ್ರು ಕುಕ್ ಇದ್ರು. ಅವರಿಗೆ ಸ್ಯಾಲ್ರಿ, ಅವರು 20 ವರ್ಷದಿಂದ ಹಾಸ್ಟೆಲ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಅಡಿಗೆ ಭಟ್ರಾಗಿ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರು. ಹಿ ವಾಸ್ ವರ್ಕಿಂಗ್ ಫಾರ್ ಅ ಮಂತ್ಲಿ ಸ್ಯಾಲ್ರಿ ಆಫ್ ₹8,000. And whenever a student complains, that means inmate of a hostel, whenever he complains with regarding to about the food, maybe ಸೊ ಉಪ್ಪು ಕಡಿಮೆ ಆಗಿದೆ ಅಥವಾ ಖಾರ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಗಿದೆ ಅಂತೆಲ್ಲ ಕಂಪ್ಲೇಂಟ್ ಕೊಡುವಾಗ, the ready-made answer he was used to give is, ಇಷ್ಟು ನನ್ನ ಸಂಬಳಕ್ಕೆ ಇಷ್ಟೇ ಬರುದು. ದಟ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಐ ಆಮ್ ಗೆಟಿಂಗ್ ಅ ಮಿನಿಮಮ್ ಅಮೌಂಟ್. ಸೊ ನಾನೇನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇನೆ, ನನ್ನ ಸಂಬಳಕ್ಕೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ನಾನು ಕಾಂಟ್ರಿಬ್ಯೂಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, ನನ್ನ ಸಂಬಳಕ್ಕೆ ನಾನು ಎಷ್ಟು ಏನು ಔಟ್ಪುಟ್ ಕೊಡ್ಬೇಕು, ನಾನು ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಕೊಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇನೆ, ಅದಕ್ಕಿಂತ ನೀವು ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಬಾರ್ದು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ. ಸೊ ದಟ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್, so even there will be employee turnover whenever you pay less, or whenever you are paying lately to the employees. There may be employee turnover, correct time ಗೆ ಸಂಬಳ ಕೊಡೋದಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಹೋಗಬಹುದು ಕೆಲಸ. But on the other hand, even if they continue in that particular job, okay, maybe because of their commitments, if they continue, definitely they may not work in what wholeheartedly. So ಅವರಿಗೆ ಫುಲ್ ಹಾರ್ಟ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಅವರ 100% ಕೊಟ್ಟು ವರ್ಕ್ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗ್ಲಿಕ್ಕಿಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ will have an effect over employees. The next third thing is that third effect is over the suppliers. Okay, third effect is over the suppliers. Here suppliers may revise terms and conditions. Okay, suppliers. ಸೊ ಮೊದ್ಲು ಏನಾಗ್ತಿತ್ತು, 2 months ಕ್ರೆಡಿಟ್, 3 months ಕ್ರೆಡಿಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನೀವೇನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ರಿ, ರಾ ಮೆಟೀರಿಯಲ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನ ಪರ್ಚೇಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಅಥವಾ ಏನು ಗೂಡ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನ ತಗೊಳ್ತಿದ್ದಿರ್ಬೋದು. ಬಟ್ ಈಗ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಕ್ರೆಡೆನ್ಶಿಯಲ್ಸ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಅಥವಾ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಕ್ರೆಡಿಬಿಲಿಟಿ ಮೇಲೆ ಅವರಿಗೆ ಡೌಟ್ ಬಂದಿದೆ. ಸೊ ಅವ್ರೇನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು, ದೇ ಮೇ ಡಿಮಾಂಡ್ ಫಾರ್ ಅ ಕ್ಯಾಶ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಕ್ಯಾರಿ. ಇನ್ ದ ಸೆನ್ಸ್, You have to pay cash, and they are going to give away the goods or products or whatever raw materials that you are required. So this will also have an effect over suppliers. And lastly, this may have an impact over production. Okay, production may suffer. Production may suffer because of delay in payments. So mainly, in order to produce goods, you need power, right? So ಯಾವಾಗ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಹತ್ರ ಹಣ ಇಲ್ಲ, ನೀವು ಪವರ್ ಬಿಲ್ ಕೊಡುದಿಲ್ಲ. ನೀವು ಮನೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿ, ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಒಂದು ಟ್ರೈ ಮಾಡಿ ನೋಡಿ, ಮತ್ತೆ ಮನೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ನಾನು ಹೇಳಿದೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಹೇಳ್ಬೇಡಿ. ಒಂದ್ ತಿಂಗಳು ನೀವು ಪವರ್ ಬಿಲ್ ಅನ್ನ ಕಟ್ಟಬೇಡಿ. ಸೊ ಬಹುಶಃ ಕೆಲವರಿಗೆ 15th ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಡೇ ಇರ್ತದೆ, ಕೆಲವರಿಗೆ 29th ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಡೇಟ್ ಇರ್ತದೆ. ಸೊ ಏನೋ ಪವರ್ ಬಿಲ್ ಕಟ್ಟಲಿಕ್ಕೆ. ಸೊ ನೀವು ಒಂದು ತಿಂಗಳು ಕಟ್ಟಬೇಡಿ. Within a few days after the last date, definitely power men, the people will come and they are going to disconnect your connection, power connection disconnect ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. Same thing will happen in the case of industries or in the case of business. So whenever you won't pay on time, in that situation, definitely they won't continue your connection, and the power suppliers may reject what giving away the power to your concern. So that may will have an effect over the production. So this is about the first effect of delay in payment, that is first point, impairment of image. Okay, now the second thing or second effect, first effect was impairment of image, and usually impairment of image is mainly because of delay in payment. So this is the first symptom, and the second symptom that we are going to discuss is, second thing is distressed sale. Okay, distress sales. When you are eagerly want to have cash, you are going to sell goods at a very cheaper rate just to get cash. So here your intention is to get cash only. Okay, so ನಿಮ್ಮ ಹತ್ರ ಹಣ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಎಮರ್ಜೆನ್ಸಿಗೆ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಹಣ ಬೇಕು, ನೀವೇನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಿ? ಲೆಟ್ ಅಸ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಅ ಸಿಚುವೇಶನ್ ಹಿಯರ್. ಓಕೆ, ಯು ಅಸ್ಯೂಮ್ ಯುವರ್ ಸೆಲ್ಫ್ ಯು ಆರ್ ಇನ್ ಅ ಕ್ಯಾಶ್ ಕ್ರಂಚ್. ಓಕೆ, ಯು ರಿಕ್ವೈರ್ ಸಮ್ ಅಮೌಂಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಮನಿ. ವಾಟ್ ಯು ಆರ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಡೂ? ಸೊ ಏನು ಹಣ ಇಲ್ಲ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಹತ್ರ, ಈಗ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಿ? ಸೊ ನೀವೇನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಿ? ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಥಿಂಗ್ ನೀವೇನ್ ಮಾಡುದು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, ಈಗ ಕಳೆದ ವರ್ಷದ ನೋಟ್ಬುಕ್, ಕಳೆದ ವರ್ಷದ ಟೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಬುಕ್ ಯಾವ್ದೆಲ್ಲ ಇದೆ ಅದನ್ನ ಗುಜರಿ ಹಾಕ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ನೋಡ್ತೀರಿ. Am I right? So probably many of, or at least some of you have gone through. Of course, nowadays in this generation, ಹಣ ತುಂಬಾ ಓಡಾಡ್ತದೆ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಕೈಯಲ್ಲಿ. You are involved in one or another business. But when we were kids, okay, during that situation, we used to face several problems like this. Okay, whenever we are facing cash crunch, or whenever we used to face a deficit in cash, we used to sell like cashew nuts, okay, or maybe mangoes, or maybe some old books. ಸೊ ಏನ್ ನಮ್ಮ ಮನೆಯಲ್ಲಿದೆ ಅದನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ನಾವು ಮಾರಿ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ವಿ? ಹಣ ಒಟ್ಟು ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ವಿ. ಸೊ ಯೂಶಲಿ ಬಹುಶಃ ನನ್ನ ಏಜ್ ಗ್ರೂಪ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕೆಲವರು ಇಂಥ ಪರಿಸ್ಥಿತಿಯನ್ನ ಫೇಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದಿರಿ. ಬಹುಶಃ ಮೆಜಾರಿಟಿ ಆಫ್ ಯು, ಆರ್ ಮೇ ಬಿ at your house, or maybe you yourself might have followed this method. But same way, so ಇದೇ ರೀತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ same way, in a same way, firm will also sell their products. Whenever they are in cash crunch, they are going to sell their products at a giveaway price. Giveaway price in the sense, maybe sometimes even at loss also. Suppose the cost of production of one particular product, suppose if it is 10 rupees, because of this cash crunch, or because of lack of cash in hand, they may sell that particular product maybe at rupees 5 or maybe at rupees 8 also. Okay, even at loss also they may sell, simply to generate cash. Of course, this method, or in this way, you can generate cash, but ultimately you have to suffer a loss, because in this way, suppose if you are following this way, sales will be made at a lower prices. So this is the second effect of a cash deficit. Then the third effect of cash deficit is emergency rising of finance. emergency raising of finance. When firm is suffering from cash deficits, it may have to opt for alternative arrangements such as raising of loans. Suppose ನಿಮ್ಮ ಹತ್ರ ಈಗ ಹಣ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಇನ್ಫ್ಲೋ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಕ್ಯಾಶ್ ಇನ್ಫ್ಲೋ ಇಲ್ಲ, ನಿಮ್ಮ ಹತ್ರ ಹಣನೇ ಇಲ್ಲ, ನೀವೇನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಿ? ಸಪೋಸ್ ಈಗ ಕಾರ್ತಿಕ್ ಆದ್ರೆ ದೀಪಕ್ ಆದ್ರೆ ಸಾಲ ಕೇಳ್ಬೋದು, ದೀಪಕ್ ಆದ್ರೆ ಕಾರ್ತಿಕ್ ಆದ್ರೆ ಸಾಲ ಕೇಳ್ಬೋದು, ರೈಟ್? ಸೊ ಇನ್ ದಟ್ ವೇ firm needs to what opt for alternative methods to raise cash or to generate cash. Under that, first one is raising of loans. So this is when whenever there is a cash crunch, or whenever there is shortage of cash, or there is no sufficient inflow of cash, firm will opt for emergency raising of loans or raising of finance through raising loans. Okay, now what happens in the case of raising of loans? Raising loans won't be such easy here in this case, because already firm is in a cash crunch, or firm is in cash deficit. It is not having frequent cash inflows. So ಯಾರು ಲೋನ್ ಕೊಡ್ತಾ ಇದಾರೋ ಅವ್ರು ಇದನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಅನಾಲಿಸಿಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಆಫ್ಟರ್ ಡೂಯಿಂಗ್ ದ ಫರ್ಮ್ಸ್ ಅನಾಲಿಸಿಸ್, ದೇ ಮೇ ಮೇಕ್ ಫರ್ಮ್ ಟು ಅಕ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್ higher rate of interest. Actually, this is the one of the reason US during 2006 or 2006-2004 US faced depression, economic depression because of this. Okay, in US usually the firms which are not having higher credit worthiness also, they are allowed to take loans, or they are made to take loans and at a higher rate of interest. Okay, ultimately they fail to repay, and that ultimately led to the economic depression of US. Okay, so on this we'll discuss in detail, so when we go back to the offline classes. Okay, now here firm is made to accept a higher rate of interest as a consequence of raising of loans. And second thing, there may be a charge on physical assets. Simply lender won't lend money, right? So since the firm is having lesser cash inflow, or firm is in cash crunch, in that situation firm is made to accept, or firm is made to charge their asset over for the loan. Then the third consequence of raising of loan is sometimes director may have to guarantee for the loan, in the sense okay, let me write first, director's guarantee. That means here, in order to procure funds, sometimes directors, they may made to charge their assets. Okay, they may made to take loan and over their assets. They our personal property ಏನಿದೆ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟರ್ಸ್ ಇದು, ಅದನ್ನ ಅಡ ಇಟ್ಟು ಅದರ ಮೇಲೆ ಏನು ಲೋನ್ ತಗೊಳ್ಳುವ ಹಾಗೆ ಮಾಡುವಂತ ಚಾನ್ಸಸ್ ಇರ್ತದೆ. So this is the consequence of taking emergency loans when a firm is under cash crunch. The next fourth effect that a firm may face because of cash problem, restrictions on operations. ಸೊ ಇದು ಯಾವಾಗ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, ಆಲ್ರೆಡಿ ಲೋನ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟವ್ರು ಇರ್ತಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಯಾವಾಗ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಹತ್ರ ಕ್ಯಾಶ್ ಜನರೇಟ್ ಆಗುದಿಲ್ಲ, ನಿಮ್ಮ ಹತ್ರ ಕ್ಯಾಶ್ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಅವರು ಒಂದ್ ಕಣ್ಣಿಟ್ಟಿರ್ತಾರೆ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಮೇಲೆ. ನೀವು ಯಾವುದೇ ಪಾಲಿಸಿ ಅಥವಾ ಯಾವುದೇ ವರ್ಕ್ ಅನ್ನ ನೀವು ತಗೊಳ್ಳೋದಿದ್ರು ಅವ್ರು ಎಲ್ಲದಕ್ಕೂ ಅಡ್ಡಗಾಲ ಹಾಕ್ತಾರೆ. ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಈಸಿಯಾಗಿ ವರ್ಕ್ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಬಿಡೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ದೇ ವಿಲ್ ರಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿಕ್ಟ್ ಯುವರ್ ಆಪರೇಷನ್ಸ್. ದೇ ವಾಂಟ್ ವಾಟ್ they won't make you free. So in the sense, for every your step, they are going to object. So maybe you may be thinking of expanding your business. Definitely the concerned parties, the lenders, they are going to object. Suppose if you are going to decide, or if you are going to hold a meeting to decide a dividend, so in that situation the lender, so he will oppose, or he will put some restrictions, he will put some conditions, so like that. So here, whenever you are in a cash crunch, you won't feel free. So because there are a lot of restrictions from the part of lenders. Okay, there will be a lot of restrictions from the part of concerned parties. Okay, and they will interfere in directors business. To sum up, we can conclude like this: the concerned parties here in the sense lenders only, these lenders will interfere in directors business. Okay, they won't let directors work freely. They will interfere in payment of dividend. They will also interfere in employee welfare measures. Suppose if you are going to give some some ex gratia or something to the employee for their work. Okay, definitely they are going to put a restrictions over that. Or suppose if you are going to adopt a labor welfare policy or a labor employee welfare measure, some measures maybe monetary or maybe non-monetary. In that situation, the concerned parties, that is the lenders, they are going to put restrictions over each and every aspect to safeguard their interest. So this is about the fourth effect of cash deficit. Now let us discuss with the inability to take up projects. Inability to take up projects. Okay. Now many projects which intended to hold or intended to be taken up may have to be delayed or maybe scrapped because of lack of funds. So ನಿಮ್ಮ ಹತ್ರ ಹಣನೇ ಇಲ್ಲ, ನೀವು ಪ್ರಾಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ಅನ್ನ ನೀವು ಅಂಡರ್ಟೇಕ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಿ? ನಿಮ್ಮ ಹತ್ರ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೂ ಆಗುದಿಲ್ಲ, ನೀವು ಪ್ರಾಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ಅನ್ನ ಬಿಡಬೇಕಾಗ್ತದೆ. Then the sixth thing is, or sixth effect of cash deficit is sale of assets. Sale of assets. And here, because of shortage of cash, firm won't be in a position to pay operating expenses like payment of raw materials, okay, wages and salaries. They won't be in a position to pay interest on loans taken from banks. You take an example of Cafe Coffee Day. Okay, they were having a plenty of assets. Even today they are having plenty of assets, but because of certain situations or because of certain circumstances, they failed to, or they were they delayed making payments. They had plenty of assets, but they failed to pay interest. They failed to pay the repayment of loans, okay, principal amount. And ultimately the owner, he has to commit suicide. And in order to make up that cash crunch, they had to sell some of the properties which were situated at Bangalore and all. Okay, maybe somewhat 2500 crores worth properties they made to sold. Sorry, they made to they have sold. So this is what, so this is the classic example. So if you can Google it about the Cafe Coffee Day case, so you will get all the necessary information. Okay, ultimately with them into, so non-payment of loans, ultimately they turn into non-profitable assets. To avoid this, firm may have to sell their assets and properties to maintain proper liquid assets to survive. So I think for today's session, this is sufficient. In the upcoming session, that is in the next session, we are going to discuss methods of improving liquidity. So till then, thank you.